Welcome to the 44th episode of the mini video series, Fridays with Father. On this first Sunday of Great Lent, our Holy Orthodox Church celebrates the Sunday of Orthodoxy. What is this feast all about? When was it established? And how do we properly celebrate it today? To find out answers to these questions and more, please join me in this episode of Fridays with Father. After his crucifixion, death, and resurrection, Christ ascended into heaven and was no longer among his people. So the church started depicting Jesus and saints to keep them in their living memory. Today we know that the practice of drawing icons and frescoes already existed in the early church. Images and symbols of Christ and his saints were found in catacombs and places of worship of the first century Christians. In the 7th century, however, this practice became a stumbling block to some who questioned the use of icons and did not properly understand their place in Orthodox worship. An argument arose over the Old Testament practice which prohibited the depiction of God and the creation of graven images as subjects of worship, and whether this law should be preserved or abolished. Among the 10 commandments given to Moses by God, there was indeed one commandment prohibiting people from creating symbols or images of God. Yet the Lord's commandment to Moses was there for a reason. It stated, "Do not depict your God because you have not seen him." However, through God's providence and out of his great love for his people, the Son of God became the Son of Man, incarnate, embodied from the Virgin Mary. Although no one has ever seen God, as the evangelist John says, the only begotten Son who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. John 1:18. And now, this puts things in a new perspective. In addition, Jesus Christ himself said, "I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it." And here we see that the commandment given to Moses is no longer valid because A, God is now revealed in the person of Jesus Christ, and Jesus himself fulfilled the law. Iconoclasts, however, did not agree with this. Their argument was that worship is due to God only, and that no symbols, images, or representations of anyone can be worshipped. Don't be surprised when I say this, but they are right. Worship is due to God alone. So what do we do with our icons then? In the midst of this disagreement, the use of icons in church was discussed in 787 at the 7th Ecumenical Council in Nicaea. 367 bishops and great fathers of the church defended the use of icons in churches by explaining that the icons are not worshipped, but rather venerated. When we venerate icons, we do not worship gold, silver, metal, wood, paint, or any other substance that the icon is made of. We rather venerate the person represented on the icon, which in turn represents Christ. This distinction is what makes us free of the charge of idolatry. There's a clear distinction between the veneration paid to icons and the worship that is due only to God. The fact that the Ecumenical Council and the Fathers of the Church agreed on the proper use of icons did not put an end to the dispute. The iconoclasts were still destroying the depictions of Jesus and the saints, whitewashing church walls covered with frescoes, and burning icons in the streets. It wasn't until the year 843 when, upon the request of Empress Theodora and her son Michael, along with elderly Patriarch Methodius, the Church once again affirmed the use of icons and definitely ended the 200 years of iconoclastic controversy. It was on the first Sunday of Great Lent in the year 843 in Constantinople that a great procession with icons went through the city, culminating with the Divine Liturgy in Hagia Sophia. This event is known today as the Triumph of Orthodoxy, and it has been commemorated annually on the first week of Great Lent for the past 12 centuries. Continuing this long-standing tradition, on this first Sunday of Great Lent, Orthodox Christians around the world bring their icons to church and embark upon a Constantinople-like procession, during which we recite the Synodicon of Orthodoxy and proclaim, "This is the faith of the apostles. This is the faith of the fathers. This is the faith of the Orthodox. And this is the faith which has confirmed the universe." So in order to properly celebrate this feast, let us bring our favorite icons to church, attend the Divine Liturgy, and celebrate the triumph of Orthodoxy together with the rest of the Orthodox world, worshiping God and venerating our icons, which are also known as the windows to heaven. If you liked this episode of Fridays with Father, please subscribe to our St. Elijah YouTube channel and click the notification button so that you can stay up to date with new episodes coming out every Friday. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.